In life, we go by things, trying to force things from matter to matter. So for example, for me going A to B, I can go and get my result of what I want, but that just takes longer. That takes more survival. That's narrowing your focus on more the outside. But when you say the life of imagination, that is me living from the internal, then going outside. So it's starting from in here and then it's producing in my outside environment. And that's it.
Yes, but you see, remember, so always, I can tell you guys, always our life has been imagination, but we never recognize it yet. So we keep going out there. So only things we learn is to know all your life have been imagination, because you could see, I can go back now for my birthday. I remember I go back for 25 years ago. So you see, it's in imagination. See, our life is in imagination. I can go back to look where I was searching, where I was 30 years ago, where I was traveling, something there, because it's in our mind. So no matter how it is, but when now we start to know our life, it's imagination, is where now we make a difference. But because when you start to go to look, everything you've been doing, whatever you have achieved, wherever you have been, wherever you are up to now, it was true, your imagination.
And it's so interesting because you can use it in a positive and you can use it in a negative way. And when you just say that, it gives me a reminder or an example. We use our imagination unknowingly. Even for example, right, you could have someone did something to you in the past. Maybe it was 10 years ago, but because you live in that life of imagination, or you're using an imagination in a way that you think of that person, that could have been 10 years ago, but you still feel those same emotions of what that person did, and it still affects you till today.
Yes.
And you're using your imagination to go back 10 years ago. That person, maybe they've even forgotten you. They've done nothing to you. But that pain and that imagination that you've occurred in your mind by living in the past, or maybe it's an experience. Maybe you were playing on a football team, or you got fired from a job, and 5 years later, those feelings, those emotions are still affecting you today. So you see how your imagination, sometimes we unconsciously use it to drag us down, or now, like you're saying, can we now use it to bring whatever we want in our lives?
Yes. So when you start even looking, I say everything now, and you start using your imagination.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rabasha Family Podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with World Remit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away, for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with World Remit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your World Remit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with World Remit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video.
That everything you look now around the world, all the conflict we could have between each countries, it's just through the imagination. It's what somebody believe, they imagine it. That is what they create conflict. And conflict, that always conflict is between brothers. See, when you look the conflict around the world, is the conflict which the people could call brothers, because what they're in the mind, so those wars never end. For example, look, the wars where we see the news every time, for example, Israel and Palestine, always there is the war. Those people, they are brothers. They live in the same area. But because their belief, it makes them to be different. So their belief, it makes them to hate each other. So that's why the war started. In Africa, we have these tribals, even back home, the mind of some ethnicity or tribe it make you what you believe against the other one. It's a war. It's in Kenya. Also the same as tribal who say like this, you can't do this because, and that is war. And everywhere you look at Pakistan and India, they've been fighting for many years. They are brothers. When you meet them there, you can't know
the difference.
Yes, there's no difference. You see, they are brothers. But when they put together, they could be stronger. But they people have mind, they go to fight until, and you wonder why. You know, even like everywhere, Cameroon, there could be people who say, oh, they are English speaking, other one they're French speaking. It's a war, you know, it's a conflict. But you see, it's in mind. There is no way else it is. Yeah? South Korea and North Korea, and they're the same people. And the war is, it's not about, see, those wars, which is their brothers, they're in the mind. So it's the same we go to see between the families, family inheritance, people do inheritance, people think they're brothers. Some would eat everything and it's their brother. But you see, when it comes to mind, oh, this is my really brother. You can't, you know what to get everything from him. You got to know, you got to share. See, why you can't know, you have to share with your brothers if your parents have left you your inheritance. See, I don't need to argue. I should know this is my brother, this is your shares, and there's things there. See, all this conflict is because we are not go back to our mind.
Even you see Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah, Russia, Ukraine, they are relative. Same language, same everything.
But something's mind woke him up and said, hey, we need influence there.
Yes. All those, even, all those, every wars you go to form, the word those and it's in the mind.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.